Hello, Floss Tube.
Hello.
Hey.
We're back.
Yeah, they were back. Sylvia with Running with Needles and Scissors. And since Lisa is still here and visiting, I thought we would strike while the iron is hot and do a little floss tube. It is Monday, June 21st? 20th?
I don't really know.
20th. We too need husband help in the background to keep us straight. Anyways, we are back from StitchCamp.
In Spring Green.
Yep, Wisconsin.
Country Sampler.
Exactly. It was fabulous. We thought we would kind of take you with us on our journey. And yeah, that it was just fabulous and lots of fun. Such
a great time. We've been talking about it, reminiscing about it, planning for our next trip, whatever that's going to be. The trip was more than we could have ever expected. It was fantastic.
We did not give you Lisa's handle. She is...
I don't know yet.
Yeah, your Lady Huzzah.
Presents.
Okay,
when and if I get around to doing a floss tube, I will be Lady Huzzah Presents.
We got all that worked out.
I live just outside of Williamsburg, and there's a lot of huzzahing going on in colonial America.
That's right. Anyway, so we rented a Airbnb with 3 other lovely ladies, Miriam Riley,
Tamara Story, and Robin Lockoff.
Right. And so we had a little gift exchange, and we'll go over that in just a minute. But I wanted to shout out a few other people I had met and reconnected with at the
Cross-stitch camp?
Yeah, there.
Summer camp?
Sorry, the camera goes on and the mind goes completely blank. And it was just, I just want to say that it was just so nice of those of you who just came by to say hi and ask me about my floss tubes and just compliment me on the previous floss tubes that I had made. And it was really, really nice. So number 1 was Angela, who I called a variety of names during the weekend. I'm so sorry. You know,
she was a sweetheart.
She was lovely and just so much fun. And I enjoyed meeting you so much. Kim also came over, showed me her fabulous stitching. She finished Live on Little. Kim Parda is on Instagram. And that was just a privilege to see that and get to meet you. A
dear person I've known for years from Ohio, when I used to live in Ohio, Linda Zimmerman. She was there and she sat with us all weekend, and that was great to reconnect there. And we saw Tracy Riffle.
Hands to work, Tracy. Always so much fun to talk to you, and just enjoyed all the laughing we did together.
A lot of laughing.
And a lot of personal information was exchanged, but yeah, we laughed a lot, and I just love that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I saw Margaret Kaltefleiter I know her from Shepherd's Bush Retreats, and Barb Bochhammer that I met on a Jeanette Douglas cruise a few years back.
Yeah.
That was great to reconnect with them also.
Right. And I got to say hi in person to Katrina and Karen, which was really, really nice. Nicole from Nicole's Needlework.
Brenda and Laura.
Yeah. Got to hug Laura a couple times. I just love that girl. She's kind of a kindred spirit there with all the starting. I wish I had, the guts to do all that, because I want to stitch and start all the things. I just feel like I might get overwhelmed. But you keep trucking, Laura, because I live vicariously through you. Carol Saltbox. So, Carol, I apologize for fangirling all over you and scaring you a little bit. I really did. That was, sometimes I can be socially awkward. But it was really nice to meet you. Thanks for coming over after. You did not owe me an apology whatsoever. But I just love your floss tubes. You're one of my favorites.
And Chocolates for Breakfast.
Oh, Terry.
Terry from Chocolates for Breakfast.
Yes, Terry. So I kept looking at her like, I know that face. And, and then she was like, Sylvia. Anyways, and I just couldn't place her. And when she said it, of course, it was click, click. And so that was fun. I just love her Instagram. She is so talented and just does a really good job. Kathy Boyd. I went to my first retreat with Kathy, so we go way, way back, and it was just so much fun to see her and chat with her, and she gave us the prettiest floss drops. Her mom is the Mad Tatter, and those are tatted pin cushions. Aren't they just gorgeous? Anyways.
And Kathy Canada?
Oh gosh, I am the worst, disclaimer, I'm the worst with names, as Angela will tell you.
Canada.
Because I always call her different names. Yeah.
It
And
was-
Paula Barnes we got to meet.
Yes.
Just a delight. And oh my gosh, she was just the Southern charm in person, really.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Right. And the staff from Country Sampler, you couldn't have had it better. They absolutely, I mean, if they could do it, they did it, and it was a delight to just be there, and they treated us like royalty.
They went over the top
Oh,
and then on top some more.
Right.
Anything they could do to please, to provide, to
put together, look for, they did it. And that shop is, wow. I mean, it was a bucket list item, and it did not it exceeded far beyond my imagination. I mean,
it was great.
Yeah, because there's so much to see, and it's not only just beautifully put together, it's the combo between quilts, amazing decorative home decor,
seasonal accents,
the models,
pieces that would combine well with little stitched smalls that you do just to add to your little home decor. Stunning.
Right. And yeah, we did damage. So
not to the store, to
to
our
wallets.
Credit card.
Oh God. I was like, I heard weeping in my wallet. Don't use me again. I was like, oh gosh. Anyway, so we thought we'd share with you some of the gifties we exchanged amongst each other. Then so you just know so you know which order it goes in case you want to just scroll on. Oh, and I wanted to say, on personal update, I'll do it the next video because I'm not going to go into that now. So I'll personally update you on my, last year on my next video.
I do want to say something about meeting people before we move on to the other things. I was talking to Brenda and Laura and Nicole about floss tube, about meeting floss tubers. I'm not really a floss tuber yet, although this is my second one I've done with Sylvia, but I'm not really yet. But anyway, I said to them, it must be kind of strange for them sometimes meeting some of their floss tube friends, because floss tube, as we're sitting, stitching, watching floss tube, you really feel like you get to know that person and that they are kind of your friend, sort of. But
they're not.
When you meet them in person, you know a lot about them, but they know absolutely nothing about me. So it was kind of nice it was not kind of nice, it was super nice to get to meet them and get to know them, so they in turn can get to know a little bit about me, seeing as I already know about them, that they like Baby Yoda and Tab soda, and so now they'll know that I like Diet Pepsi and I like red wine.
Right. Well, and that's actually what StitchCon is all about, is where floss tubers
connect.
And I don't know when signups are. I was busy, and hopefully I didn't miss it, but I would really love to go to next StitchCon and be, and do that, since it's in my home territory now here in Ohio. All right, well, let's kick it off. My good friend Lisa made me the cutest summer bag. And
of course I made one for myself.
Yeah, she has one, so, we were matchy-matchy. And inside, she made this great, there's still thread in there, thread mat? Okay, thread mat with these fun
counting pins,
watermelon counting pins. And then as we were thrifting along, we found these great little lemon squeezy salt shakers. And so at our table, we put our little pins in there.
Oh, that's a salt shaker. It's not a counting pin holder.
Right, it's a counting pin holder. And so this was sitting like on my mat, and it was just such a fun, summery thing to have. And then she also, hold on, I don't want to make a huge mess here, which it'll probably be anyways, made me a fun strawberry scissor fob, my little dachshund. I'll show her too. So my little black dachshund is attached to that as well. This comes from Japan. It is Vanka, Vanca. If you Google it on eBay, they come up. Shipping is hideous right now, but they have every dog breed done really well. I just love this.
And then there was a little thread ring somewhere.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
somewhere.
It's somewhere. I probably put it aside because I didn't want to lose it, and I wasn't going to use it right away.
Oh, and there's that little snap bag that goes with it.
Yes. Okay, it's here. So she made me also this snap bag. Well, it was so fortuitous because at my Texas stitching retreat, Sampler, Dames, and Dude, there's the Dude there because Robert Harris is part of that group. One of my friends admired my little accessory pouch where I put all my stitching tools in. I had brought it back from Thailand, and it was silk in kind of a bucket bag. It was super cute, and she was just like squealing over it. So I dumped out my tools and gave it to her. And so here comes my friend Lisa to the rescue. It's a snap bag, and I just got to put all my tools in there. She has. I mean, how smart is this?
Inside the little gusset or the little sleeve here is a piece of retractable measuring tape.
The metal kind.
The metal kind. And that's what you put in there to make the closure sort of snap together.
So I was all matched up, which I rarely am. And that was really fun. And she also gifted the whole group a patriotic one, which is currently still empty, but there were goodies in there, which I will share. And you do the next set. Oh, she had put in a nice patriotic scissor, a nice patriotic, I'm not going to take it up. Needle minder, and a lovely, okay, that's got to come out of the bag because you won't be able to see it. Patriotic
thread ring
with
just a few charms.
Charms with danglies, which I just love. So that was Lisa's gift. You want to cover the next one?
Okay, well then our friend Miriam.
Oh yes.
Miriam gave us something every stitcher needs. Mm-hmm. It was in this adorable little fabric bag. She gave us stemless wine glasses with our names on them.
That way,
or for whatever beverage.
Right, when we're drinking, we know this is ours.
Yes, which was perfect.
Yeah.
And then she also had she stitched these beautiful needle keeps for us with our initial on them. Mm-hmm. And inside, they are just perfect.
I'll let you show the inside.
Miriam is such a beautiful stitcher.
She is.
She has, I think she said they were Pat's favorite needle.
Pat's
needle and a little counting pin.
I mean, she loaded it, squirrel. She loaded it up with needles, which
was super
Miriam,
super sweet of her.
What a treasure you are.
Well, and then I will show what you gave.
Yeah.
Sylvia made everyone a little patriotic pin cushion and had it all in a little gift bag with some candies and tea and a highlighter.
And DMC, Anchor white on the roll.
So
this was all red, white, and blue.
Nice.
So the teas were red and blue. I got those melt away mints that were red and white. That little thing.
And a yellow highlighter.
And everybody but Lisa got a jar that it was put in, which was a red and white top, because I could only find 3. And then I told her, I said, you know how it goes. Family doesn't get.
Family eats less.
Yeah, family gets less. I didn't have one for her, but she looked at the jar and she's like, I already have that jar. So
I bought it when I was with you the last.
You're supposed to remember. Anyways, so I was all, I was not in the doghouse for that at all.
So, and then Tamra, you showed
Our
what
friend Tamra
gave us
this great bag. There it is. And it had, the patriotic scarf in case you needed that. Oh, I forgot your dog.
Oh.
In it was our little, everybody got a dog, and we had those on our table. And if you look at the Country Sampler Instagram,
the dogs are
there's a photo of all the dogs on our table. Anyway, so Tam gave us this nice big bag. She gave us a stitching light.
And
right here.
A power strip.
No, you got the power strip.
You didn't?
No, you got extra.
Oh, well.
Yep.
I don't have it with me, but
and
it was a power strip.
Wasn't this one also?
Yes, a journal.
So a little journal.
With graph paper.
Yep, it's got graph paper in it. So handy to carry along at retreats to make notes or graph something out. That's it from Tam, right?
And then these things were
from...
Oh, and we have to mention that Tamara is a great sourcer for things. And believe it or not, she found these deluxe power strips and these
lamps.
These lights, she said, at Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree doesn't have stuff like that. But she said occasionally her Dollar Tree will have that. So viewers everywhere, keep an eye out for these.
Right, these are great. Just as a little, well, that is...
An extra light.
An extra light that comes always handy.
Robin.
So for Robin, who owns Old Willow, she was the maker of the Old Willow threads and Old Willow Stitchery.
Yes,
she gifted us one of her reproductions, and look at this. And I just love it with it's unusual. The Adam and Eve, I'll come closer. And the ships, they're not boats, they're ships. And it's a really, really nice chart. It's well done. Very readable. I was going to show it, but I know I can't. So Old Willow Stitchery. She's coming out with a number of new reproductions, and I saw them, and so fabulous. She also gifted us
a thread palette
with silks, and there's quite a bit of silk on there. I remember when these. Yes. So beautiful, beautiful colors. Whoopsie, there you go. And it's a limited edition.
And the sweetest little...
Yep, and she got us from, is it Duck? No, let's see. Yeah, Dot Goose Design. I always call her Duck Goose, but she's Dot Goose.
I wonder why you can't find
her. I know.
Her.
So a little thread bed. And these are so nicely done with the little loop. And you can put your flosses in there, your needles, and put your leftovers there. And I just love snapping it shut. Yep. And that was the grand gift exchange.
And then we got some cards from other people. The people at the retreat were so generous too.
Yes.
I mean, okay, we showed the cards that Kathy Boyd gave us already, but then Brenda and Laura also went around with some floss cards, floss drops.
Fun.
There's this one. And then also this one. And then Laura came around with these darling little children on it.
That's vintage Laura.
So it was super fun. And then...
Yep, and then a girl, Shelly from Florida, put together a really sweet... She had a little bag. Come closer. There you go. And there were all kinds of goodies in here. I mean, look at this. We got... What's her name? Heloise's Household Tips. So, in case we decide we take a break from stitching, we can do a good job on the household. Or not. And hold on. There were all kinds of little stickers to use in the sticker book, which I have. And once again, am failing at miserably. And
sweetest
sweet
little
tomato pincushion.
And then...
Thank you, Shelly.
And then... someone who I really apologize, I did not catch her name, but she went ahead and handed out little baggies with charms and little phrases on them that were so adorable. Gave them to everybody everybody that was there. It
Yeah.
was super sweet.
Yep. And I forgot to mention Ann Williams. She stitches in a group. I think they're from Knoxville, Tennessee. And there was also your sweet friend Ann. Her name is completely out of my head. They came by to say hi. And man, the stitching at their table was something else. They all
Linda
had
Wallace was at that table too.
Linda Wallace?
Yes.
I hope Ann Williams is the right name. I'm thinking it is. But I think you're Ann. Anyways, so they had finished the cabinets from the little 3-drawer thing from Brenda Gervais and had personalized this on top and on behind. And one of them, and I think it was Anne, stitched Coming to America, the Brenda Gervais thing, and finished it as a book.
Oh, I thought that was Linda Wallace.
Oh, maybe her name's Linda.
Oh
my gosh, okay.
The whole table full of ladies had things
never mind,
that were just
Linda.
jaw-dropping. It could be
Yeah, I mean, it was. And there was another one, I think that same table had done it over one, Coming to America over one.
I didn't even get mine finished.
They had made special little mattress cushions for StitchCamp. I mean, it was
great.
You know, when they left, we were all looking at their table. There was a lot of eye candy there. All right, you want to cover the projects that we got?
Sure.
Some little extras there. Excuse me.
Okay, well, our first project,
I was going to do it, yeah. So, in a box, Brenda Gervais, and it's called At Home. It is... You can go to my Instagram. It's stunning to see the model. So the pattern really doesn't give you the whole, we're still, oh wait, because I'm dumb. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you describe it and her little talk.
Okay, so in the box were these floss drops. I think enough for, as you can see, there's going to be a lot of colors. These are the colors, and here's some more. And the fabric is 36 count.
Vintage Country Mocha,
Yes,
which is super nice to stitch on.
Yes. Yes to this.
Brenda had a great idea about these magnets. When you travel places and buy a refrigerator magnet, it might be kind of too big to make a needle minder with, but let me show this, Sylvia.
Yeah.
Brenda said
there's a needle on there.
What she does is she has a big magnet next to her when she's stitching, and she just lays it on the arm of her chair, sets her needles on it when she puts them down to dig out some more thread, and then when she's finished stitching for the day, she just lays it flat. How ingenious is that?
That is.
And you can it's a great little souvenir to find when you travel to places and might not be able to find something like a needle minder, but you can certainly get a sweet little magnet from places that you go. I thought it was ingenious. And she also gave us
just a little notepad with sewing, vintage sewing items on there, or stitching items, but I forgot to show. So there's several of these different ones. So the scissor and thimble, needles, oh my god, I'm skipping, sewing machine, and
thread,
a spool. So yeah, very fun. And the back has color,
I don't have my tote,
symbol, floss color, and floss number. Sorry for flipping it back and forth. There we go.
I don't have my tote.
Which tote?
That we had everyone sign. We can get that.
Oh, I don't have mine either. Okay.
So, along with Brenda's kit, we were also gifted, very generously, a chart. I'll take this out so you can see it. I apologize for crunching.
And glare.
Although, I love to hear the crunching.
Too.
This is the sweetest pedestal drum. So we were gifted the chart for this new drum from Brenda. And then Jeannie from the store did have kits available to make it if we'd like to stitch it.
Do you want to show the back where the whole...
Oh,
this is the whole thing.
Okay, so this is the whole piece stretched out. Would also be super sweet, framed or used as a band for a project bag, front or something like that. Super adorable, super fun to stitch.
Yeah, it was really lovely.
So,
here, I'll put that back and
Okay.
you do the.
okay. So, the next class we had was...
Oh, you know what? We didn't even talk about the inspiration, the talk that Brenda gave.
Oh, talk about that. I'll go get the tote bag.
Okay, all right. So
I'm going to exit stage right.
Brenda gave us a just lovely talk about the inspiration on this. I'm gonna pull it back out. I should have been taking notes because I can't really repeat it. I know bits and pieces still. She was talking, okay, so, there were tulips. Well, she started off with 4 words that she wrote down one early morning on her notepad. And she wrote these 4 words down. Country, sampler, spring, and green. There we go. And so it is all represented in this sampler. I'm going to come closer. So you see there, she said, I cannot repeat what it was about the tulips, but maybe when Lisa comes back, she can tell me about, she can add something about the tulips. I know that these large ones on the 4 sides represent the north, south, east, and west, because she said it represents the stitchers that have come from all over. There are forget-me-nots in the border. It had more of a meaning, more than just forget-me-not. I think the forget-me-nots, right? But I can't remember.
There's a lot of meaning in forget-me-not, nonetheless, just by itself too.
A lot of green with the trees and the grass. Of course, it's a sampler. I'll read you the verse.
Did you say her 4 words?
Yes, because Paulette also was inspired by 4 words,
which we'll get to later.
It says, "For genuine happiness we need not roam. 'Tis doubtless found with little and at home." And she got this from another sampler. And again, I should have been taking notes. This is a certain style of sampler.
Maryland.
Okay, there you go. Lisa was paying attention. Anyways, there's robins on top of the house, the deer below. They all have symbolism. I don't know if you can repeat it. I'm at a loss. Do you remember what that means?
No, but Jeannie Horton
Yeah?
from Country Sampler said that she will get a transcript of Brenda's speech.
Awesome.
People were getting kind of misty-eyed listening to what she had to say. It was beautiful.
Right, it was very beautiful.
Talking about us as needle women. Needlework really gave women their voice back in the day. It was a way they could be remembered.
Was that Brenda or Linda?
That was part of, I don't know. I think it was part of Brenda's also.
We were on cloud 9. I mean, it was all good. So this is Brenda's. And yeah, her talk was lovely, really lovely. And I think she touched on how solitary our craft is, that most of the time we are at home alone stitching, and how just absolutely fabulous, and it was absolutely fabulous to be amongst,
especially after COVID for 2 years.
Yeah,
my goodness,
yeah.
Everyone was dying to be with people.
Right.
Yeah,
it was just we were, like I said, we were absolutely giddy with giddiness.
So also, Jeannie from Country Sampler gifted everyone when we arrived Thursday night when the program started. There was a patriotic tote on the back of our chair. And at the end, she suggested that everyone have their friends, their stitching friends, new friends, participants of the weekend, sign their bag as a memento from the weekend. And that was really nice. And I kept encouraging people to sign my bulging gussets because after I finished shopping, these gussets would no longer be flat. They were bulging right into another bag. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is my sweet friend Linda Zimmerman also gifted me a lovely project pack that she made.
Yes. I was off the table at the time and missed it. Well, I was running around. No big deal. Okay, so we're going to do the Chessy and Me.
Okay. So, Linda from Chessy and Me,
who is always a delight and just so talented.
And she loves designing patriotic. So this was her sampler. Beautiful. There's specialty stitches in the flags.
Yep, I'll hold it so you can show the rest.
And so then her kit came in a nice little project bag. The linen. I don't know what linen this was.
I will look it up.
All the threads beautifully on a card. Well, they're a little wonky right now,
right,
but beautifully on a card.
With the ones that we need full skeins of.
Full skeins. And then she gave us a sweet little corner gauge from Chessy and Me.
So here are the stats. Yes.
So this was
so sweet.
Very nice. And listening, Linda, part of her trademark is her cat Chessy. Well, a few years back, her cat Chessy passed away, and she said she used to always answer the phone when someone would call her business. Good morning, Chessy and Me. And then when Chessy passed, she was like, good morning, it's me. And she said her husband said, you have to get another Chessy cat. So she said she did get another cat. She could not name it Chessy again, but she named it Chessa. So she still has a chess cat.
And here's the, in case you want to know. So it's 36 count wheat linen by Fibers on a Whim.
So sad to lose a pet.
Oh my gosh.
Especially a pet that's part of your business name.
Right, but So then she also designed a little pincushion that went along with this. And it was all kitted up for us at the Country Sampler. Sorry, a little too glary here. All right, there it is. It's still glary because of the photo. There you go. Isn't that sweet? Gotta love.
And that kit came complete with
everything.
All the fixins.
Right, there it is. Yeah, it's got the trim, the back, all the fibers, etc. So that was cool. We picked that up without hesitation.
Just like,
yeah.
Give me all the kits, give me all the extras.
All right.
So, our third class
was, and Linda talked about how, historically stitching really was one of the few ways a woman had an outlet, and it was the few things that they could actually put their name onto it. And I've always felt that these historical samplers are really a legacy to us of our history as women, because this is the voice that has been carried through the centuries for us to hear and capture and
continue our legacy.
Right. So that's always my sort of, when I explain to people why I stitch historical samplers, it's that.
Hopefully our kids will want to keep some stuff. Either that or somebody will find real treasures in Goodwill.
Yes. So the next day, it was Paulette's turn. And, once again, Paulette just knocks it out of the ballpark. And she said she looked at Brenda and wanted to know what her speech was. Brenda had written her speech.
Brenda, do you have my speech for me? Because Brenda's was so pointy.
Yes. And Paulette, said she's a last minute design. She designs, last minute and blah, blah, blah. So she said her inspiration was 11 cups of coffee and
4 words,
which were take out the trash. Yeah, she could do stand-up comedy for the cross-stitch industry, Paulette. It was very funny. She had us in stitches, really. No pun intended.
So, once again, Paulette's piece was called Summer Moon.
Which is the continuation of Winter Moon, right? From the Australian
Yes, from the
retreat
exclusive that she did for
linen,
Fox and Wrap.
Yeah, Linens and Threads, I think, is their shop name.
But I think they've closed that shop.
Yes, they have.
But anyway, Summer Moon, for all of you Solid Stitcher house fans, not only is there one house, there's three, or it looks like three.
Well, there's
maybe
three
it's
parts to one big house.
Big house. This was exquisite.
Yes.
So,
and
it's such a sweet design.
36 count baked clay. I don't know who baked clay, who produces baked clay. Oh, Fox and Rabbit. There we go. Speaking of. And so it was packaged up this way in the box. She gave us some lovely thread milk caps with a
Plum Street tag.
And then all the, I hope they don't fall out. Here are all the threads needed for this.
You know, Sylvia, remember back in the day, like now we need all of the little doodads that go with everything.
Right.
Back in the day, if we had a book that cost $2.50, you know, a little Chris Craft, whatever, I think it was Chris Craft, Charles Craft, piece of Ada, or getting creative with fiddler's cloth, and a hunk of DMC, we had it made. We could be stitching, and we put it in a Ziploc bag. Boom, good to go.
And now, how far we've come.
Not so much anymore.
Right. And then she also designed a little mini moon to go with this. Okay, I'm going to put my fingers on some of the chart, but you can't see all of it. Okay, so
very cute.
Very cute with, I gotta fold this down, otherwise you'll see the chart, with all the fixings that we could pick up at Country Sampler. So, and it's got, you know, as usual, the linen and the flosses and all that. And they actually changed
some of the
colors. So,
I don't know whether that was by design or, you know, supply issues, but hey, always can stand to get more colors.
I hope I held it up long enough. And this was another, that's a freebie, but that they put at our table, and there were kits available for this. This is by Samplers and Santa. It's like I said, a freebie, and this was published in 2017. So you probably can go to her blog and pick that up.
You can find some real gems in the freebie charts. Sometimes it's just noticing them and stitching them. I mean, you can find real gems of charts to stitch.
Right.
So always check out the freebie sections of different designers' websites or their, you know, or companies. It's great.
Also got a needle minder, and I absolutely love this little girl or lady on here. Her
wasn't her name Miss Floss?
I don't know.
I think that's what Jeannie said.
Okay.
Mrs. Floss or
Mrs. Floss. Anyway, so Mrs. Floss.
I might be making it up altogether.
And their business cards are tags with Mrs. Floss,
or
we hope, on it. And I grabbed a few because I told Lisa that the contact information is on the back, but I'm like, I'm going to stick that on sticky paper, cut those out with my X-Acto knife like I've seen Linen and Scraps, I think is their name. Anyways, Kathy Bourne and her neighbor.
Right, they do.
You know, she has that X-Acto knife and cut stuff, so I'm like, I'm going to do that. I think I picked up like 3 of them.
Oh, great. Now Jeannie's going to say,
where are my
Sylvia,
business cards?
Would you stop? People are requesting when they get an order, can you send me 10 business cards?
10 business cards, but they are perfect to label in the back what threads are, you know, to hang on your thread drops or hang on your thread rings, what project you're working on. So I thought, just as a memento. We also got this, I'll take it out of the bag, sorry.
Crunch. I love that anticipation of the crinkly crunch when people are showing things.
These bags.
As a little gift at the end.
So the funny thing is, you know, so I gave my tool bag away and received 3. That's the way it goes, though.
What you give, you get back in multiples.
Exactly. So there it is. Okay, I think we
So
covered.
now that I gave you a tool bag times two, does that mean I'm going to get 6 back?
Has to be beloved. Mine was really beloved. It was sacrificial. I was like, oh, she loves it so much. I said, I'll just give it to her. Okay. Do you want to cover stash, or you didn't bring your stash that you bought?
No, I didn't, but I can cover car stitching.
Okay, you cover car stitching, and I'll cover some of the stashing.
Okay, well, I was one lucky passenger because I started this journey to Country Sampler actually a week ago on Friday. My husband and I, we live in Virginia, and we drove from Virginia to Villanova, Pennsylvania for my 40th, wait for it, 40th college reunion. Graduated in 1982 with my bachelor's degree in nursing, and it was our reunion year. And we had a wonderful time catching up with friends, but that was a nice 6-hour drive from our home. And thankfully, I cannot read in the car, but by the grace of God, I can stitch in the car. So my journey from Virginia to Pennsylvania, I worked on this little Val stuff. Merry Christmas.
Isn't that cute?
To you. Super fun little thing. Stitching in the car on perforated paper is really my go-to. Or if I'm at a pool or beach, because if something happens to it, it was a lot of stitching, but not the end of the world. A favorite thing I like to do on perforated paper are those little sleds.
Oh yeah, you did.
Super cute. And again, if something happens to it, not the end of the world. Very easy to see in the car.
Now, was this just the paper and the backing, or was everything in it? Were the threads in it?
Threads were not in it.
Okay.
But there is a felt backing and the little button eyeballs. Okay.
Right. Okay, and you picked this up at Salty
I picked that
Yarns.
up at Salty Yarns when I was there in March. That's a shop that's excellent also.
Yes.
So anyway, I was also, another thing I can stitch on in the car is a 32 count. So I was working on Shepherd's Bush trifles. This is their bee trifles. So I started working on this one on the top, and I finished it. So from Pennsylvania, we drove to Ohio, to Sylvia's house. We drove there on Sunday after the reunion, and my husband was the wonderful driver, and I started working on this and then finished it on our journey. Sylvia and I left to head towards Spring Green on Tuesday. We went to Indiana to pick up our friend Miriam and had a lovely night at her lake house. And so I stitched on this in the car also, and it says bees buzzing all around.
And I think you still have to put the buttons on,
I do have to put the buttons, but I do that after I finish it.
Right.
So then I also was able to start on this other trifle, not quite finished yet. And this one will say on it, Queen of the Hive. So another thing I like to do is I enjoy knitting. And I was trying to finish a sock this is my little felted knitting bag. I don't remember who made that. I used to teach knitting, and I taught that a number of years ago. So these are socks that I'm knitting with self-striping yarn. I thought I could finish, since we have 9 hours to drive home tomorrow, I will hopefully finish this sock. Now, if you're not familiar with self-striping yarn, it's really like magic. When you're knitting, it stripes the same pattern. And with knitting with self-striping yarn, you can either make identical twins, which I have here. I tend to be very precise and particular. Or you can make fraternal twin socks, which means that you don't start in the same spot.
You just
So when I start knitting, I do a cuff down sock. What I do is I pull off the yarn to a certain spot where I start my cast on, and I now it's easy with phones with cameras on them. I take a picture of where I started in the yarn, or I write down what colorway I started near, and then when I start the second sock, I pull off the yarn until it gets to that spot, and then cast on. So then I end up with an identical twin sock. Really fun to do. It's kind of like magic on the knitting needles. And this is just a basic sock pattern.
I just want to say that those fit me perfectly, because when I pulled it out of the bag to look at, I was like, oh yeah, no, that's way too big for my foot. And she's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. I have really short, square feet. I'm like, that's not going to fit. You know,
troll feet.
Yeah, troll feet. That's a nice.
Anyway.
That's a nice image in your head. And so in the car, I did try one on. I'm like, oh no, it fits exactly right.
So if I ever want to knit you a pair of socks, I know,
You know
to make them my size.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was my car stitching, which I was super glad to be a passenger. You know, it's crazy. If I read in the car, I get sick to my stomach. Especially if I read a map in the car, I get sick to my stomach. But for whatever reason, I've been blessed with the ability to stitch in the car, which is a real plus.
She made me navigate to and from.
Made you.
Spring green. Yeah, you're like, I'm going to be in the back. I cannot navigate. So
this was my retreat stitching, so I'll talk about that.
Yeah, go right ahead. No, later? Okay. All right. I do have some car stitching. Nothing as exciting as that, but I'll talk about that.
Because I made her navigate.
Yes. So
And
I couldn't do as much.
Our friend Miriam was such a doll to drive all the way from Indiana to Spring Green, and she was a doll to do that, and she put up with some traffic situations that were less than optimal.
Right.
And
right.
Miriam Riley, you are awesome.
You are. Okay, I'm going to start with the kits I bought.
I think I bought most of those, so.
Yes.
For me to show would be redundant.
Right. So this is the Stacy Nash special that she did for them. And it's called Deck the Coop Pin Keep. And
Deck the Coop with Bells and Polly.
The minute I saw it, I knew I had to have it. And here are all the fixings. You know how much thread I'm going to have once I get,
But don't you love it when you finish a project, you can put the threads back and just add to your thread stack?
I have a hard time putting my threads back. I have a folder. I just drop them in, and eventually one day I go through and put them
mine in a Ziploc bag and just get to it when I get to it.
Yeah, that's sort of what I do. Then when I walked in, on the back wall by the cutting table, I saw Mary Lindsay by Chessy and Me. And it was so pretty. And I was like, yes, I want this one. So they had it on slightly darker linen, even darker than what's in the kit. So I'm going to darken it up. But it is...
What was it? Because that's a kit they sold.
But the linen was darker. We compared. I held it up to the thing and it was darker.
I have that one. I'll see what my kit is at home.
So
mine is
pretty.
Still pristine in the bag.
I hope I held it up long enough. I'm out of practice. And, well, actually, when we first walked in, the first thing we saw was this one. You're a grand old flag. Now, let me tell you, this pattern has been around. I was like, not my speed. One big house.
A beautiful design.
Oh, yeah, no. But I was like, no, I can live without it. Well, the minute I saw it, I was like, it's a must-have. It's a must-stitch. So here is the grand old flag. Oh,
do you have all
their conversion is in the way.
So the magic, I don't know if there's some of you that have not ordered from Country Sampler, but their true talent and magic there is some of the conversions they do.
Oh gosh.
Jeannie is a real pro at coming up with thread conversions to really prim them up. And so if you want a chart, you can say, do you have a Country Sampler conversion? And she really just gives them some pow.
Right. Not everything that they've kitted up is a Country Sampler conversion.
They have other kits, but some of theirs.
So here are the colors. And seriously, it is to die for. Absolutely.
We can't die. We have too much to stitch.
Well, yeah. No, And the other thing I found that they were so stocked on linen. And I was a really good girl about not buying a lot of linen. And I think one of the really nice things they had done is, people arrive at all different times. Some come early, some come right on time. And so that everybody had lots to pick from. They actually kept a lot of their supplies back and didn't put them out until everybody was there. So everybody would have a chance to get lots of linen, lots of kits. I mean, it was great. I thought that was absolutely so
very considerate.
Considerate for everybody, you know. So I found a piece of 40 count Fox and Rabbit Duxbury linen, and I've looked at a lot of it, but this one was so pretty.
Oh, I got a piece of that too.
So pretty that I was like, yep, buying it. So it's, you know, it just has the right amount of modeling on it. Oh, there it is.
You know, that it can subtly add to your piece rather than
overwhelm it.
That might be a nice piece to stitch Mary Lindsay on.
Oh, yeah. That could be. But I have the linen. I'm just going to darken the linen up a little. I'm going to spray it. Okay. And the last thing, I mean, when you see it, you just got to have it. Strawberry Liberty. It's a full kit by Chessy. It does have the threads in it, which are currently hidden. They're
no backing, but I don't think
so there's fabric, and underneath here are silk threads.
That's a cute little.
And that's a quick
Chessy
little
sticker.
Oh yeah, that little paw. Quick little stitch, and if you've never worked with silk before, it's kind of nice. You get it all in one and get to try it. So those were the kits I bought. Then there was some new stuff. Of course.
Oh, I got this too.
Yep. Live on Little. Ooh, there it is. And like I said, I saw the model 36 count, which is absolutely stunning. But Kim Parda's 40 count, and it was framed, and it was, oh my gosh, you know, I mean, if you didn't want to stitch it
was on 40
count, you know, it does make a difference, and it was amazing. So picked that one up.
I said to Paulette, Paulette, you have such solid stitching everywhere. She's like, there's a reason I don't stitch my models.
And remember this one? Oh, there we go. I love Fall Most of All from Brenda Gervais. She's released so the chart is available, and she said she was going to do some
Try to do some kits,
yeah. So, but I went on number, what is that? Well, I'm thinking in German. You say, go to number safety or to number for sure and buy the chart.
Get it while you can.
Right. Get it while you can.
Basically.
There you go. Yeah. Hit the safety button and get it while you can. And then, I think this is new, right? I've never seen this. Doesn't mean it's... Okay, so here is Be Ye Thankful. Oh, she does fall best of all. And she has a little reproduction, I think. Yes. And it's her. Yes. It's the Tree of Life sampler. It was super sweet. Here's the reproduction. Here is the original.
The hard part about being there was showing restraint.
Oh, I don't think I showed
too much.
I don't think I showed too much restraint. They have in the basement, I know you've heard about the mystical magical basement. They had a number of things on clearance. I can't ever resist a good clearance, so I picked up just a few patterns. All right. Here's Pineberry Lane Noel. Oh, brr, it's cold outside from Brenda Gervais. Yeah, he's a lovey-dovey rabbit. All right. Oops, there's glare. Oh, why am I doing this? There you go. And so, from the very talented Kathy Haberman, before
the dog knocked our video.
We have a very precarious setup. Came the spring. These houses, these mattresses are so cute when they're done.
Oh, and I'll show my stitch later.
Yep, and there's the needed felt. So that, in terms of cross stitch, was what we picked up there. Now, in terms of
home decor, Country Sampler. If you don't get their email newsletter, you need to, and you'll see what we're talking about. The way that they really showcase some home decor as it combines with your stitching. So they had a basement with some things on clearance or sale prices that they were just moving, so they can get in new
seasons change,
right,
and new merchandise
items
comes in.
So this bunny hopped in and made an appearance. Well, I got this darling, it's probably a jackrabbit, I think, because its legs are longer. But this darling bunny that I plan on leaving out all year, I
That's
think.
what I
and
would
just
do.
sort of setting a little pin keep near her.
Maybe some eggs.
Maybe or just something. Just you know, just change it seasonally.
Like a Christmas wreath
I could
around
put
his
a little
neck
Christmas
would be super
wreath,
cute.
a little maybe felt heart dangling off its neck at Valentine's Day, all different kinds of things. But since we were driving, I figured it was a golden opportunity to just fill up the car some more with things.
Pick up things, yeah.
So I got this bunny. But you know, bunnies multiply. So
wait, give me your bunny. I'll hold him. Because you
like
got a bunny.
2 days later, I found this charmer. Now just check out this bunny with a basket. How cool is this? I couldn't leave it there.
Yep, he's super cute.
So this bunny, my husband said to me, "Where are you going to put that?"
And
I said, "Oh, that's immaterial. Right now, it's going to be going in the car, and then we'll decide where he lands at home."
Woohoo! The bunny. You've gone bunny mad, and I stuck to my fowl.
Fowl.
My fowl. So I picked up, because I love chickens. I picked up this chicken. It was not on clearance, but I picked her up anyways. She's cool. I picked up another cool chicken, but she just fell over on the carpet. I couldn't believe it, and her little beak got damaged. So I was like, I'll show you later.
I could show her beakless.
No, she'll be embarrassed.
I'll cover her face.
Like, put your finger in front of her beak. No, it's a cool chicken, but I got to do some.
Your
gluing.
chicken can make an appearance on another floss tube.
Yeah,
this way,
she
Sylvia
might be
will get
sitting in the
moving
background.
with making more floss tubes.
Right. Oh, hang on. Oh, my golly.
Our babies.
Our babies. All right, I saw this one down. I thought I just lost my mind over the duck bowl.
So, of course, I had to have a duck bowl then, too. And so
just love the
Jeannie
duck
said,
bowl.
you know, I think I have more duck bowls. So I got a duck bowl, too.
You know, we can have greenery in here and whatever else. I just think she's awesome.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Beautiful pottery.
Yep.
All these nice pieces.
You probably didn't want to, the shipping could just kill you on it. And like I said, since we were driving, we were like, yes to this, yes to that.
And all of these things out of clay or wood or all these nice little accents really showcase our stitching.
Right. Well, then our friend Tamara came marching in. We were at the Airbnb, and she comes marching in with a reproduction vintage doll. And we're like, hop in the car, run down to Country Sampler, like, do you have more of these? And sure enough, Jeannie went and looked, and she did. So we picked up this vintage doll.
I got one too.
Yes, of course.
So now Tam has one. Tam has one, and you and me.
And so I'm envisioning her in a sweet little buffalo check jumper with some pantaloons sticking out, which I will have to see.
I think I have some lace. I can make us some pantaloons.
Yeah, and I have plenty of buffalo check fabric, flannel. I thought a cute little flannel jumper would fit her just right. And then she also, Jeannie had these super vintage little bowls that I thought
affordable too.
Yeah,
they're new, but made to look vintage.
Right, and just great for pin cushions.
And what are they?
They were $5.95. I know it was
$5.95. What a great finish for making pin keeps.
Right. So I picked up a couple of these.
So
that's the show. Now I'm not showing my quilting, what I picked up in terms of fabric for quilting, etc. But I did. So and quilt kits.
Oftentimes at these stitching events, you know how it is. You go to these stitching seminars and you do more talking, laughing, eating, snacking, drinking, socializing, and you really don't get much stitching done. However, I did get stitching done. I am participating in the ColoradoCrossstitcher's summer camp.
Not me.
If you aren't aware of it, find ColoradoCrossstitcher on Instagram, or I think it's CrossStitchCamp on Facebook, and it's not too late to join. She does a cross-stitch camp in the summer, different goals or incentives for June, July, and August. So it's not too late to join for June because you can do any kind of project you want. So the theme for June is to stitch something for a holiday. So what I chose to stitch, which I finished it and have to post my finish on Instagram, but I did the, maybe you can find it in here.
Oh, look, you show it.
Anyway, I did Kathy Haberman's Love You a Waffle Lot. And this will be a little mattress pin cushion. The finishing directions you have to download from Kathy's website.
Nope, not in here.
So it's probably on the table. So anyway, I finished both the top and bottom. And then this is the joining band.
That goes around.
And Kathy's finishing directions, even if you're not a finisher, I happen to enjoy finishing, but even if you're not a finisher, they are very easy to follow her directions. And so it might be something that you look to join is the Colorado Crossstitcher camp for the summer. So of course, you need all the little doodads that go with everything. So I stitched a little camper project bag.
And there's a little camper.
No, that's not. That's not on my scissor fob.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But Sherry also has made. I don't think it matters showing this chart.
No, I don't think so.
She has also made a little free chart for Cross Stitch Camp that you can stitch like a little patch, like a Girl Scout kind of patch, a little badge that you can then stitch it and apply it to your project bag if you've made one for Cross Stitch Camp. She did this last summer and it continued through the winter. If you join on Instagram, she has prizes awarded after each month for finishes. Like I said, it's not too late to enter for June. Just go to those sites and check it out. It has all the rules. The prompt for July will be stitch something that will be finished other than framing. And the thing is, I can completely finish this by the end of June, but it counts as me being complete by just having it stitched. So that's another good thing. You don't have to worry about the finishing factor of it. And then I forget what the prompt is for August. It might be try something new. I'm not really sure. I don't want to say but all of the little things you need to know, the details will be on her Facebook page, which is Cross Stitch Camp 2022, or you can find her on Instagram, ColoradoCrossstitcher. So
and her floss too.
Fun things.
Colorado
Crossstitcher.
And hopefully maybe I'll get it down below. I'll link it down below. Well, I did a lot of socializing and not so much stitching, not even in the car. But I pulled back out, I really want to finish it, the painted thread sampler. Let's try and get the glare off, by Threadwork Primitives. I was stitching that last year when I traveled to the States and back. Made a little progress on it. It's on 36 count, I believe, R&R Plum Street blend. So this is where we're at right now. It's actually, a little bit bigger than you think. Sorry about the needle and the thread. Oh, I can't even see where I am. Okay, we've got to practice this again. Oops, no, that's not close enough. Okay, there it is. Anyways, so I got a little bit more of the alphabet to do, and then the middle, the fun part.
All right.
So
the goodies.
The goodies, but yeah, the goodies. But at least I got all the outlining done, and
no goodies to show there.
No, the goodies aren't there yet. Nobody wants to see the goodies. Anyways, so that's where I am. Fabulous needle minder from my friend Lisa. And while I was there at Country Sampler Stitching, I was stitching.
Another needle minder from your.
Oh yeah, another needle minder from my friend is on here, Lisa. I'm stitching on my own reproduction, which is a Scottish sampler called Janet Scott. I'm doing it in Vicky Clayton silks, hand-dyed fiber silks, and I'm going to be releasing this hopefully in October. I'm working on it. There's more to this. There's trees and crowns, and it's just a fabulous Scottish red and green sampler, which I think would be lots of fun to stitch for Christmas. I will be offering a thread pack when it comes out if you so desire, because there's only 5. There's 1 red, 3 greens, and 1 just a tiny bit of black that you need, but I'll put in the whole spool from hand-dyed fiber, so you don't have to order from 2 different separate
Right.
sources. You can order it from 1. Don't ask me right now about where you can find my patterns, because there's more coming, so I'm not that far yet. I am working on charting and stitching. This is my husband's responsibility to set me up whichever way. I said, please research this, and he hasn't had time, but we're going to get there.
You've had a lot. I mean, you moved and
Yes.
he started a new job.
Yes. So I think by sometime in September, we'll have it figured out, because like I said, I want to release these in October. I think, it can be done as a PDF or a printed chart. So, if you want to order the silk pack for that, then a printed chart, of course, would benefit you. If you want to just get the chart by PDF, then you do it that way. But here's my little needle minder from my sweet, sweet friend, Lisa. And there we are.
So that was great.
That was great. So that's catching us up a little bit, at least on the country sampler thing. I think, we've been to Salty Yarns in March. We went to Salty Yarns for Catherine Theron. So I have so much to share. And that was sort of one of the obstacles to get back on, because I'm like, I don't even know where to start. There is just a pile. So I'll just chip away at it little by little. I don't know if I'll do a 2-week interval. That seems a little rough for me right now. But I will. Well, if I don't commit to something,
just
then
get going again.
I will.
And then
I
it'll
will.
all
I
fall
will.
into place.
It'll all fall into place.
Be gentle on yourself.
Anyways, all right, my friends. It was lovely to reconnect. It was lovely to see people in person. I'm excited about what's coming down the pike. Thank you. It's not a cuckoo clock, but it's a gongy clock in the background.
It's saying time up.
Time up. Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. My friend.
Because we're going shopping.
We gotta go shopping. Lady Hazal presents. I hope that you will see her soon. She's got. Also, she has just gobs and gobs to share, and I just really want her to show her stitching, and she's so much fun to just watch, and so hopefully she'll get on it. Encourage her, and I will see you guys soon, and until that time, stay happy, healthy, and terrific.
And we are going shopping to prepare a very nice dinner, Father's Day dinner,
Yes.
1 day late for our wonderful husbands.
Yes.
Who really were okay with us not being all about them on Father's Day.
We were still spending money.
Traveling.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to prepare a very nice dinner
Yes,
for
that's what
them
we're gonna
tonight, and then we head back to Virginia tomorrow.
And I head back to work back to my computer, and off to work we go.
So-
Hi-ho, because now we owe.
And O.
And O, yeah.
In Ohio.
All right, before we descend.
It's been fun.
Yep. See you guys
See
later.
ya.
Bye.